Today in Africa, a new dawn sets on Africa. The 1st of April 2015 is the day that will go in history as the turning point of Africa. Today we launch the recreation of Africa. Today we launch the mouthpiece of the recreation of Africa. Radio NAGDA, TV NAGDA, National Active Grassroots Economic Development for Africa. Before we go on, I want to thank God who, through his dreams, I was able to create a template, a structure of economic development that starts with an African philosophy, African mindset, African beliefs. That says Africa by Africans under African conditions. Clarity is the issue. Clarity. He who has clarity can achieve anything. Through dreams and through revelations and through a directed study of the impediments of economic growth in Africa, God has unleashed a powerful art, a masterpiece that's going to change the way economic development in Africa. Today is the day that in the song that our brother Oliver is singing today, Oliver Tuku, the socio-economic political scientist, musician from Zimbabwe. For decades, he has been on that realization, on that platform to inform our people. When from here we take over. My name is Hannington Mubaiwa. I'm a social scientist from Zimbabwe who developed a passion to find a solution for Africa in the year 2000. And today I thank God for this day that I thought would never come. We launch, I introduce to our people the recreation of Central Africa, the modernization of Central Africa, through an economic revolutionary process that's based on a template that will create a hub of a great market in Central Africa, 12 to 15 countries. That's going to be a magnet for international corporations and great African industrialists and a great African workforce, and be this magnet for global finance and create this financial center for Africa, which has never been before. We're going to create in Zimbabwe. It's going to be the leader. In this time, it will lead this group of 12 to 15 countries and create this movement, this tsunami of industrial rollout, because we're going to create the culture of success through an ethical indelible code that respects investment in Africa by Africans and our global partners. Respect investment in each country, respect investment in Central Africa, respect investments on the international platform, enforceable at all these stages. That is the only way to move Africa forward. And by so doing, we're going to be able to attract a great global finance, great banks from all over. Capital is worth trillions and trillions of dollars on the free market, and once and for all, Africa moves away from this capital dependence on governments. Why depend on governments who are struggling with finance themselves and not tap into the capital markets and not tap onto the free market enterprise? We are a democratic country, a capitalist country. So we need that aspect was cut off. And that's what our plan, my master plan, has been able to do, to create this hub, this great, huge market. Success is by design. We can do it. This despondency that has been created by our experts that are coming from foreign countries with their professors in mind is impeding Africa. This subconscious thought process from foreigners that says an African is and never becomes, that was summarized by Nehru the first Prime Minister of India, who said, these people are talking about Britain, these people, to summarize, are people that they see us as a people that never becomes, that are, but who never become, and need constant help. That is why you have these MDGs that are intended to remove poverty in Africa over 30 years, half it in 15 years. That is not a divine design system of things. You don't remove darkness or teach people to live in darkness. You introduce light. You don't remove poverty. You introduce wealth. We should be focusing on empowering the dreams, the dynamos of dream processes that are in each African as God divined us to be. Every community is designed by God to be able to solve its own problems. That is why now we are tossing out all these plans, we are tossing out the complicated maze of diametrically opposite systems that have been created to date to move Africa forward, and rewriting the book on what is doable in Africa. We're going to rewrite the book on what people come and do in Africa. We're rewriting the book. We're rewriting the job descriptions of IMF and the World Bank and any altruistic partners and sponsors that are coming to try to help Africa. Under one plan, one idea. It takes one idea to change an organization. The idea is the recreation of Africa, the modernization of Central Africa, these 12 states to 15 states with 600 million people, a great market, and draw finance on the global market by attracting huge banks that will help us create this financial system, which is going to be centered in Zimbabwe. And then we're going to create a model mapping process that we can, let's say, plug and play model mapping process that just we copy and innovate, and ideas from other nations that we can just come and duplicate, so that we can have we can hit the ground running in Africa and create this massive tsunami of industrial growth. It is doable. It is possible. Somebody once said that when the world becomes large and complex, it has been found that solutions come from the neighborhood. And somebody once said, be the change that you want to be. But in Africa, our legendary brothers said, we don't go west, we don't go east, we just move forward. And one Lumumba said, whip not my child, whip not my love. There shall come a day when the history will be written of Africa. Not written in Brussels, not written in Paris, not written in Washington, D.C., but written in Africa, of a new Africa. It's a time for new Africa. It's time to recreate Africa. And African beliefs, African thought leadership processes, mass-driven, based on the field of needs of the people, and with this indelible teleology to uplift, or intention to uplift, the quality of the life of the African, starting based on the technological advancement of the day. And the serendipity is on our side today. We are in synchronicity with this leadership of Central Africa and Africa and the African Union and SADC. And we have created under my plan this is what I call CIUCA, Central Industrial Unified Countries of Africa. And under that platform, we create this system that's going to drive Africa once and for all. We have every detail, and that's been downloaded from the Lord. It's a time to move Africa forward. Africans are not poor. They are just broke based on the environmental factors that have created systems that manage the resources not strategic to empowering the African. We are changing Africa once and for all. We have all the competence capacity. We have all the resources that we need. It's a question of alignment and total commitment of the leadership. And that, under the We the People Zimbabwe and We the People Central Africa platform, we're going to sit down with our government and show them that there's a way, there's a better way, there's a greater way that will make Africa a great country, a great nation once and for all, and put Africa on the map, and make Zimbabwe a star in Central Africa, and make Central Africa a star in Africa. The beginning, the genesis of the growth of the great giant. That is the true rise of Africa. And they're not what the scientists and the economists who are working on out-of-date academic theories, that they have no visionary process that are based on thinking from foreign ideas. It's now time for African minds, African thinking, African philosophies under African conditions. In Jesus' name.